What's up, guys? Studfit here, joined by Antilev, doing another driver deep dive of the week. This week being a classic Coinbox Peach Vacation. We've had now Luigi Vacation. We're gonna take it way back to their OG of vacations. Peach Vacation, a Coinbox driver. These are always unique when we cover them. She debuted in 2019, specifically in June of 2019. So she's reappeared many times since then. Total of non-city tracks at level 6, number 15. And just as a back note, this is recorded on February 1st of 2022. So, what's unique about Peach Vacation, and really this series in general, is we always like to kind of show behind the curtain. When you're scrolling and seeing the coverage, it's hard to tell what exactly that coverage means. Who is she sharing overlap with? And anytime we have a Coinboxer, we want to review, what other Coinboxers is she overlapping with. In many cases, it's you can use this or that. There are some preferences when it comes to a heavy driver. She is a medium driver, so in cases where you could possibly use Rosalina Swimwear, or you could use King Boo Gold, or Pauline. Those are going to be three drivers that have technically a larger hitbox. But outside of that, there's no overlap with any Bowser Coinbox driver or anything like that. So no worries on that end. It's actually it's pretty tied when you're thinking about having to pick between Tuxedo Mario or Hakama Mario, etc. Let's get into her overlap though first. When it comes to the total number of tracks that she overlaps with, the most at level 6 would be Racer Mario. He overlaps 5 times with Peach Vacation. And then we have Daisy Swimwear 5 and Builder Luigi at 5. So those 3 drivers overlap 5 times. And then we have 2 drivers that overlap 4 times. That would be Rosalina Swimwear, which is a Coinbox driver, and Mario Happy. So this list is pretty short, and that's also because she only has 15 tracks at level 6. So that is a little bit lower than some of the drivers that have great coverage. That's kind of one trend that we've seen Nintendo do, and that's cap these Coinbox drivers at like 25 total tracks, or in some cases even less than that, somewhere around 20, 22, 23. And that obviously, once you take into consideration the number of cities, unfortunately for the case of some of the older drivers, I'm thinking about more Mario Hakama and even Gold Koopa Free Running and Peach Vacation. They don't have quite the number of tracks as some of the newer Coinbox drivers. So she has 15, and that of course only leaves, in this case, 5 drivers that would overlap more than 3 times. There are 10 drivers that overlap 3 times, just to put that in the back of your mind. Starting with the Coinbox overlap. So let's jump into her tracks. Which tracks are there other Coinbox drivers? One of the most important would be Rosalina Swimmer, because there are 4, and because she is a larger driver. This is a case where having just that slightly larger hitbox might help you gather those coins more effectively and efficiently. But those total tracks that she overlaps with Rosalina Swimwear would be Royal Raceway R, Yoshi Circuit RT, Koopa Troopa Beach, and Koopa Troopa Beach RT. What's interesting here is anytime you see like a T track or an RT track, it's kind of tough for the Coinbox. And so one of the benefits for Peach early on is that she had a lot of great tracks that were not necessarily T tracks. Or RT tracks. RT tracks weren't as popular early on as they are now, but it allowed her to be able to keep combo. I know for myself as a new driver with Peach Vacation, I really liked having her because it helped keep combo in between these dead spots in the track. Not as important right now, but one trend that you'll see is that as we're looking over these Coinbox tracks, not a lot of T tracks, a few are T tracks, but not a lot of T tracks in general, and that is good for Coinbox. You want almost these dead spots. You don't want to be hitting jumps with a Coinbox. So there is that. Take that into consideration as we're reviewing these. So with those Coinboxes, we just talked about Rosalina Swimwear. Let's talk about PGP, Pink Gold Peach. She has Mario Circuit, Royal Raceway R, and then Yoshi Circuit RT. So that Yoshi Circuit RT you see overlapping already with Rosalina Swimwear. So you have those 3 options there with the ladies. Moving to Tuxedo Mario, 3 overlaps there with Royal Raceway R, Mario Circuit 1R, and Mario Circuit R. For Gold Koopa Free Running, there are 3 tracks as well, all of them being Koopa Troopa Beach. One being the original, second being the T, and the third being an RT. So Koopa Troopa Beach and Peach Vacation, enjoying the water and sand there. And then three drivers that only overlap one time, and that would be Party Time Pauline with 3DS Rainbow Road R. Then you have King Boo Gold with Maple Tree Way R, and then Mario Circuit with Mario Hakama with Mario Circuit 1R. So those are the Coinbox overlaps. There are 5 tracks that are exclusive to Peach Vacation, meaning there are no other Coinbox drivers on these tracks. 5 is a good number when you're thinking about 15 at level 6. So these obviously some of the main ones you're very, very familiar with as them being mostly classic tracks. Cheap Cheap Lagoon RT and Cheap Cheap Lagoon R are going to be probably the more common ones you remember using. You have Toad Circuit R, Daisy Hills T, and Mario Circuit 3. So 5 exclusive tracks, not bad for her considering she has 15 at level 6, 15 non-city tracks total. But Antela, what are your thoughts on the overlap, the Coinbox overlap, and these unique tracks she has?
Yeah, so Vacation Peach, she's the second oldest Coinbox driver in the game. I think she came in the tour right after Hakama or 2 tours after. Not sure exactly the chronology of that. It was the first Paris tour. She's very much a 2019 driver. You look at the number of tracks, even, sometimes these drivers with like a narrow non-city tracks, they make up for by having a lot of cities. She only has 4 city tracks, so 19 in total, which is really low. But let's talk about the exclusives. She has the 5 exclusives. Among the 13 Coinboxer drivers in the game right now, that is tied for 7th. However, if you also count overlaps with high-end boomerang drivers, and remember we consider boomerang to be the only other skill which is kind of on par for scoring potential as Coinbox. She doesn't, none of her exclusives overlap with a boomerang driver, so she still has 5 exclusives in that list, which is actually tied for 2nd. Bowser Santa Claus has 8. He's just like beyond everybody. And then Mario Tuxedo, Mario Hakama, and Gold Koopa Freerunning also have 5, and she's up there with 5 exclusives as well. So actually, I think she's a little bit underrated in that sense. And you also look, she has got 1 track where she shares only with Part-Time Pauline, which is a Coinbox driver, which a lot of people choose not to invest in because she doesn't have good coverage. So that's almost like another exclusive, and it's a good one as well. 3DS Rainbow Road R. It's a long track with high scoring potential, and you really want to have a Coinbox driver there. So for that, it's worth getting her to level 6 because that's an unlock of her at level 6. Furthermore, on Koopa Troopa Beach T, she's the only Coinbox driver that is a medium or larger. She's sharing that one only with Gold Koopa Freerunning, so you get a hitbox upgrade if you have her there as well. One interesting thing, she has 0 overlap with 4 of the 6 villain or guy Coinbox drivers. So Kamek, Bowser Santa Claus, Gold King Bob-omb, Bones. She doesn't have any overlap with those 4 drivers. I just thought that was an interesting thing. Who should invest in Beach Vacation? Well, if you have an advanced account, we pay to win, you want full Coinbox coverage, you go for ACR. You definitely want to have her. I think from my account, I use her on probably 8 or 9 tracks, actually. If you don't, Swimwear Rosalina and Tuxedo Mario, she is your best option on 11 tracks over 15. So if you don't have those 2 drivers, she's definitely a must invest. Who should invest? If you've got Rosalina Swimwear, she loses a lot of her value because Swimwear has got that big hitbox and takes 4 tracks away from her. And another reason why you maybe don't want to invest in her is because you don't care about ACR. Her tracks are old. They do not get in ranked very often at all. You will not see her in ranked much. If you care about ACR, I think she's underrated and very valuable. If you're more focused on a ranked, I think she's one you could maybe take a pass on.
Yeah, I think it's all great points. Were we gonna say something else? I think I cut you off.
No, I was gonna turn it over to you.
Good. Well, I will say when I think back about my all these Coinbox drivers I have at level 7. I think Party Time Pauline and Mario Hakama would be the only ones I don't. I think I have at 980. The rest are 1190. I'll be honest with you. I probably use Peach Vacation. I probably use Gold Cooper Free Running. I probably use like those two as just an example. I probably use them more often than King Boo Gold or Mario. Sorry, Bowser Santa, and some other for all cup ranking. These tracks that they have, they're awesome, and they come up in all cup ranking all the time. You're right that they don't come up in ranked, but if you're doing all cup ranking, Peach Vacation's a really solid performer. I think I probably use her once a tour at least. There's some tours where I'm using her 2 or 3 times. Rarely am I ever using her more than 2 or 3 times though. Mainly because of the hitbox or some other, or they can only put in so many of these old tracks. Every single tour. So yeah, solid points. I think she's an underrated, but still probably about average. I think she's just not below average, which everyone kind of wants to put her in that category. But I think solid. She comes up in pipes all the time. So I think if you want to level her up, don't be afraid. Don't feel like she's only at old value. If you do all cup ranking, she's worth taking up to 6 or 7. So that would be my recommendation. But obviously, an awesome character that brings back memories in my mind of using her on some of these old tracks, and it's always kind of a flashback every time I get to use her because she was like the original Coinbox Queen back in 2020.
There was a point in the game where there was a serious debate like who is more valuable, her or Pink Gold Peach. And I remember when I first came back to the game after taking 5 months off, that was kind of the end of summer 2020. I was like, that's the driver I need to get. That is my number one priority. I want the vacation Peach. I want to level her up. It's funny how the game changes. Yeah.
Oh man, when I started, I was a pandemic player. I started like right there at the Yoshi tour, and yeah, she was the most coveted player driver in the game by far. It wasn't even close. And then as the summer went on, it became more of a debate, PGP versus Peach Vacation. Then PGP, started kind of taking over, and they started giving her much better coverage, and then. Then all of a sudden we got more coin boxers than we ever thought we knew we needed. So, and then of course she still has. It's surprising how much value she still has considering everything she's been through. But I hope that helps in providing some information to you viewers at home. If you have a recommendation for a driver deep dive of the week, feel free to leave a comment. But thank you guys very much. We'll see you either on Kart Talk or the Rundown. But until then, may the frenzy luck be with you. See you guys.